Welcome, Bobcat Nation, to another edition of the Coach's Corner. This morning we have head football coach Del Smith. Coach, good to have you this morning, brother.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's nice to come in here on a Monday after a win.
It sure is. I feel like it's been a long time.
That was
it was a long 4 weeks there, so to get back in the win column was huge for us.
Well, much needed win, and before we get to the game, I want to talk about just the morale. Being able to get a win, a hard-fought win like that, just in general, what it means for the program.
Yeah, I think just when you look what we have left, we've still got some really competitive games coming up. I mean, we're getting ready to probably play 2 nationally ranked teams in a row, and then finish with Glenville State and West Virginia State. So we feel like there's winnable games in the future. We're going to start one at a time with this week and just get ready to go up to Cleveland and have a great game against Notre Dame.
Well, looking at this strictly, standings, got those 2 early wins, and now this gets you back to 500, kind of puts you up there. You all in state, you're at the top end of that log jam that was there now.
Sure.
Put yourself in a good position and in the upper half of the league now, going into the 7th league game. What does that mean?
I mean, it's really what matters is the end result. So those games are still ahead of us. A lot of the teams that are in that log jam, we still have to play. Certainly the 2 that are at the top, we get in the next 2 weeks. So we're not in the business of looking too far ahead. So we're concentrating on Notre Dame this week, and it's what's going to be a competitive one on Saturday at noon.
You got another defensive touchdown. It seems like every week we either get a defensive touchdown or a special teams touchdown. This proved to be the difference. Not just how the defense is doing with that, but that play with speed. Normally there's a fumble, but it was like boom. It was like the play was going and he was going the other way. Just the play he made on that, and just what it meant to the game as a whole.
Yeah, well, he tricked the cameraman because the tight cut out like halfway through the play, and then you see him like on the 15-yard line getting ready to go in. So it was bang bang. The guy thought the play was over. Just Amon on the day. I mean, he had 5 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 for a touchdown. Got his hand on a ball for a pass for a batted football. So it was a productive game for him. He's long on the perimeter. Our defensive line in general played well. Coach King's doing a nice job with those guys. And then just, we caused 5 turnovers on defense. Anytime you're plus in that category in the turnover battle, you have over an 80% chance of winning the game.
Yeah, and then another big performance from the defense. Put some good numbers, made some big key stops that you had to have in the second half. Just about that whole unit, how they keep rising to the occasion, particularly late in the ball games.
Yeah, I think the big thing about that is I was pretty aggressive with the struggles that we've had offensively on some of our 4th down calls. I think we went forward on 4th and short 3 times without success, and really put our defense on a short field. But I think that speaks to the confidence that we have in that unit, the way that they've been playing really for the whole year. So, the guys are playing fast. We're trying to keep it simple for them so they can play fast. It's one of the things we think we do well. They're playing the football in the air better than we did. In the early part of the year, I challenged them a little bit to play the football more than the man. That showed up in the interception column. We also dropped a couple picks, so we could have been in that 6 or 7. And takeaways are really what it comes down to when you're in close games.
And you had like you said, some turnovers. The defense created, but also was putting a lot of pressure on them all day. And I don't think it can be underscored that you held a team to 7 points that had put up 51 the previous week.
Yeah, it's interesting. You look at UVA-wise, they're averaging, I think, 39.3 points in their wins. And then now in their 3 losses, they're averaging under 7. So I think it was 3 coming in. They were shut out at Concord. They scored 6 at Fairmont, and then obviously 7 here. So we knew that was a possibility. I think they go much like our offense. Teams in 2017 go as the quarterback goes, and right now they're having some issues. 6, the freshman who was really explosive the week before, was knocked out of the game by Gabe Moultrie on that fumble for a touchdown. And then 11, who was their starter last year and was the starter at the beginning of this year, came in. I think he was coming back from an injury. So we're 2 very similar teams in the fact that, with most teams, if you're struggling at the quarterback position, not a whole lot goes well around it. So that's really what the predicament themselves in on Saturday.
Well, with that being said, I know, we've been struggling getting some rushing yards on the board since Devin went down, but there was some signs of light there with Satcher having 70 yards on 11 carries. There was the O-line giving, a couple nice holes there, which were key spots of the game where we moved the chains. Just about, the running game getting going somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I thought just in general, offensively, we moved the ball a lot better. Now, we shot ourselves in the foot in the extended red zone, which is kind of right outside the 25-yard line to the 35-yard line, and with a lot of procedural penalties that put us back behind the chains, and it was tough to convert. And that's where we ended up in those fourth down situations where you're on the plus side of the 50 and you're playing great defense. So we decided to be a little bit more aggressive in those scenarios. But I feel like if we can move the ball consistently again this week and eliminate extended red zone penalties, we have a chance to get on the board a few times.
But Fisher nailed that field goal, which also proved to be the difference. But it was I think it was 36 yards up, and he had some punts that really tilted the field on the field position side as well. But just the job he did there.
Fish did a great job punting the ball. I think he put him inside the 24 times. Banta did a great job with the placement of his kickoffs. And then you could make the argument that Fish's field goal was the difference from 36. You could also make the argument that Trey Lee's blocked field goal was the difference at a critical point in that game. So we're continuing to make plays in the kicking game. And like my good friend Coach Clark always said, if you can play great defense and win the kicking game, you got a chance in the fourth. And that's really the kind of football team we are right now.
Well, it's remarkable, especially getting another block on the field goal. You almost got a punt too.
We were close.
Yeah, I mean it's remarkable what that group is doing with the heat they're putting on, with the kicks.
Sure, we work at it. I think we were fourth in the country last year in blocked kicks. The statistics don't reflect the amount of blocks that we have this year. I mean, we blocked 3 at Charleston, and I think only got credit for 1. But we're not in the business of going back and trying to fix stats. We've got to move on. So, but I think that puts our block total towards 9 kicks this year, which is productive. We want to get into double digits, and we harp on it and we practice it, and we talk about blocked kicks are the biggest momentum changers in a football game, and it's going to be something that we continue to put a tremendous amount of emphasis on.
Well, looking ahead to Notre Dame, I mean they've got a lot of the league leaders in a lot of statistical categories on both sides of the ball. But they put up a lot of points offensively. It looks like it's going to be a big challenge for your defense.
It will, and that's exciting. That's why we line up and play it, because on Game Plan Monday we get to sit here and try to figure out how to stop a really dynamic backfield. And when you look at them, they're built like a championship football team. They're playing pretty good defense. They're scoring a lot of points, and we'll have our hands full. But that's the exciting part about it. We're taking our team to the Hall of Fame on Friday, which we have 2 NFL Hall of Famers from West Virginia Wesleyan, and then we're staying right outside of Cleveland, and we're going to go scout a couple games on Friday night, and hopefully they have a great environment at noon on Saturday, and we'll go up there. I anticipate them being nationally ranked, hopefully 25th or 24th in the country, and that's an exciting environment and an exciting team to play.
Yeah, it sounds like a great itinerary with that, because I know with the 3 out-of-state schools, those are long road trips, and I know what we've experienced in track.
Sure,
it's hard taking that big a group, logistically, that far, and then to play a game. But your group has been very competitive, on the road this year. So, what as far as just looking ahead, taking it one week at a time.
That's all we can do. I mean, it's in the 1 week season. Saturday's all you've got, and so that's what we prepare for, and that's what we're looking forward to this week.
Well, we wish you best of luck up at Notre Dame, and we'll be excited to talk about it here next week.
Thanks a lot.
Till next time, Bobcat Nation, thanks for having us.